Y'all, there is one thing notably missing from this extended trailer, and I don't like it. Hopefully another trailer will drop between here and November the 28th, and if not, then we may be in trouble, ladies. Big trouble. Let's get into this trailer breakdown. Now, I noticed, and I'm sure that a lot of you have too, that Midnight, Amp, Doc, Babyface, Fuego, where are they? Now, don't get me wrong. I see how the series is highlighting the intriguing storylines and the endless drama-filled scenes. I get that. But where is the erotic entertainment? And it's my guess and my hope that they're just going to drop another trailer before the season 4 premieres. I mean, they just have to. They've got to. From the scenes in the trailer, we see that the goal of season 4 is pretty much centered around Madam, trying to avoid jail, resolving the beef between her and Detective Davis, saving her father, and saving her club. And this is a consistent goal for this character, right? And she seems to always have issues with the club and a whole lot of criminal activity involved in trying to save it. So we're used to seeing Madam handle the gangsters and the criminals and everything that comes with it. Season 4 trailer opens with Madam stepping up, telling us that the wait is over. And this could be a double entendre where she could be talking to the audience, letting us know that season 4 is upon us. And she could also be talking about her meeting her fate, because Madam done pissed a lot of people off season 3, right? So it's time to face the music, come to terms with, bite the bullet. You know what I'm saying. The wait is over for her. Now, we have definitely seen Madam handle 2 women before. We've seen her wrestle them in the pools, electrocute them in their own bathtubs. We've seen her take Lotus out. So now she's faced with more female energy coming from Detective Davis and her boss, and they trying to take Madam down once again. Now, where did we leave off with this, guys? I remember her and Doc smashing. Then she pretended to be broke after she got fired from the precinct. Then she put her on payroll for inside information from the police department that they may have had on the club or something. I can't remember. It's been too long, but I don't know. That's close enough. Detective Davis then tells her boss that the plan is already in motion to arrest Madam. She says that it's time that Madam feels the pain and suffer consequences for what she's done. Do y'all think that they're going to be successful in bringing Madam down, even temporarily? Y'all let me know down in the comments if you think that their little plan is going to work. Also, we have to bear in mind that Madam has the new mayor of Atlanta on payroll too. Do y'all remember her name? The one who was fooling around with Babyface? Remember? She was running for mayor, and then Madam threatened to expose her little secret that she killed her husband. She basically blackmailed her into doing whatever she wanted her to do. So even if Madam is arrested, they won't hold her for long because the mayor may have them to release her. Well, she's not quite the mayor yet, but I'm sure that she'll become mayor in season 4 because we do see election boxes moving across the screen. So yeah, she'll be elected. And this is going to be quite interesting because Madam admits herself in the trailer that Detective Davis has a chance of taking her down. And I'm not going to say that she's scared, but she's a little bit concerned, okay? And usually Detective Davis doesn't move Madam in the least bit, but she's recognizing that Detective Davis, she ain't giving up, and she may just give her a run for the money. Literally. And we also got a glimpse of the little girl woman in the office with Detective Davis. Y'all remember the little girl woman who tried to set Madam up? Then she ended up wanting to work for Madam, but Madam turned her down. And she tried to convince Blue also that she could be an asset to them, to give them inside police information, but she never got it though. Is this the same little girl woman, y'all? And I call her a girl woman because they had her playing this little girl role, one who was underage, by the way. And if this ain't her, it sure looks like her. Then we hear the voice of the infamous concierge saying to Madam that he heard that business at the club has been explosive. Now, we do see Dime walking on the stage, talking to the ladies in their club eating dollars. So I'm sure the men, they're going to come out at some point in season 4. I don't know, but they need to get to the stage, okay? We see the club, or a part of the club, blowing up and someone thrown from the rubble. And we also see masked, armed bodyguards protecting that area. And I'm not sure if it's a club though. They look a little tight for protecting an Atlanta club. I don't know. They look a little serious, right? And we know how trailers are. The storylines are chopped up and splashed together to make it seem as if, but then when we watch the episodes, it's something completely different. We hear a voice, and I'm assuming that this is Lotus's father, or one of Concierge's goons, I don't know, telling Madam that her father will die in agony. And also at the end of season 3, we saw where Concierge's brother pretended to have Cadillac's head in the guillotine. But here we see him alive and well. Well, I don't know how well he is with blood dripping out of his nose. And it seems that Cadillac has reverted back to his alter ego of playing the lame old senile man who can't talk. He just don't look like Cadillac the pimp. He kind of has that same blank stare that he had back in season 1 before we found out that it was all an act. But we see here that his head being separated from his body was clearly just a scare tactic. And this caller on the other end of the phone told Madam that while her father is being agonized, that she's going to be hanging from the bridge in the city, much like Concierge told her in the last season, remember? Because they have to avenge Lotus's death one way or another. But we all know that Madam, she ain't backing down for nobody. So she told him that she was going to come after him with a vengeance that he didn't even know was possible. So yeah, she ain't scared. Then in the next frame here, we see Blue out in the field taking some practice target shots, I guess, to see if she still got it. And we also see 2 men digging up graves in a large yard in the dark. So I'm sure that Madam is hiding more dead bodies, which we knew that this was one of her favorite pastimes from season 1. She said that nothing is more satisfying than walking over the dead bodies that you've killed as you walk into work. Okay. Then Madam is now questioning this poor soul, and she wants to know who sent him to blow up her club. And I really don't want all of these storylines to be predictable. You know, I mean, this trailer laid it all out for us, and there is really no suspense to anything. And honestly, it looks like these are just continuing storylines from the last season, which is what should happen, right? But I'd like to see Blue have some situations, right? Or introduce us to some new characters even. I don't know, maybe this is just an announcement of the show's return teaser or something. And y'all, we can't forget about Trouble with a capital T, right? We see her throwing a bag over the guy's head and then later wrestling him to the ground. You know, this actually looks like the guy who she was, you know, doing the crimes with, the other dancer. It kind of looks like him a little bit. Then we hear Madam say checkmate, describing her situation where someone has to be defeated. And we see at this time the election boxes going up for the Fulton County elections. We also see Concierge and the money machines, jets flying all across the sky. Do y'all think that Madam is gonna go and meet Lotus's father? Is she gonna make it easy for them to avenge her death? And I really don't think that she has a choice, being that they've got Cadillac hemmed up over there in a shack somewhere with a bloody nose. But I don't know, it's not funny. That's elderly abuse. And I don't know, it's just that Cadillac needs to stop playing and put that pimp hat on until he get himself out of that situation. But Cadillac is pretty smart. I'm sure that he's already read the room, and this is his tactic. This is the one that he chose to use to stay alive. And that's what I really like about this character. He has a lot of street smarts. But boy, this family has really been going through it since season 1, right? We see Carla, Madam's sister, asking her why she thinks that she's the boss of everybody. And Madam said, because I am. She said this with such conviction, but it was smooth, right? Now, this is a storyline that I'd like to see develop. Carla and Madam. I don't know, they've been teasing a storyline with Carla, and they'll throw her into the mix every now and then, but Carla's character has so much to offer, and hopefully we'll see her in more intense situations. A lot of us have been waiting for Ronnie to come out. You know, Ronnie from Players Club, you know, go toe-to-toe with Madam, because Ronnie did not play. We all saw how she got down. But in this series, it's a little different. You know, she's second fiddle to Madam, and she lets Madam walk all over her and abuse her. Like, remember she stabbed her in the she stabbed her in the chest at the hospital, and now she's got like this big bruise over her breast. And I'm sure that that's from Madam. I'm sure that this is what she's done to her. Like, I'm ready for Ronnie to come out and whoop her ass, period. Then we see Detective Davis getting the satisfaction of arresting Madam right there in the club. And Tommy's right there, you know, mean mugging, mad, seeing his boo go to jail, going to the slammer. Yet another storyline that may deserve some attention. I don't know, I could just see Madam and Tommy, where Tommy has a son who comes to live with them, right? And then he ends up saving Madam's life or getting her out of this sticky situation. Then Madam starts to develop feelings for Tommy and yada yada, right? I mean, why not? Tommy has a job, he loves her to death, and he'll give his life for hers. He caters to her every need, and he can eat the cooch real good. We saw that. Right? I like to see that. When you type in the comments what storyline you want to see developed more or that you like to see introduced. Then we see Madam blowing up somebody's spot like they blew up hers. I love to see women doing men, right? Like, we don't see enough women taking over, taking control and handling the big guns. And it's a bigger, that's a big gun. She handling it though. Shout out to Eva Marcel, you go girl. And even though she knows how to handle the guns, she also knows how to be quite the lady. Legs crossed, braids cascading off the sides of her shoulders, holding a glass of wine, telling someone that it's a shame that all those innocent people had to die. And this may be moments after she blew up the spot that we just saw in retaliation of her club blowing up. Whew, that was a lot.